You know, a few days ago, Poetic Flakko dropped a bombshell on his story saying he's gonna expose Draco the Ruler's killer, put his name out there, put his face out there. And honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it was all smoke and mirrors. I'm like, okay, he's clickbaiting, he's trying to get his views up, I get it. But then Friday comes around and he drops a fucking banger. I'm not sure how much of this is true, and I wasn't able to really lock in when I listened to it the first time because I was at work. So I can't wait to sit here, dissect this footage with y'all, and see if this is some bullshit or if it really has some substance. You know what I mean? From what I saw, it looks like he really know what he's talking about. He got a fucking detective on his line or something. That boy is Jay Reed from In Too Deep. I'm telling you, bro. Minus all the crime committing. Off rip, Flacco said, "I'm not fucking with any gangbangers." He damn near said it's his goal to just fucking snitch on every gangbanger he can, damn near. Not verbatim, but that's what I got from it. So anybody telling him some street shit, you should have known what you were doing, you know what I mean? But let's jump into this footage.
I'm revealing the name of the person who killed Draco the Ruler. I'm revealing the face of the person who killed Draco the Ruler. And I'm breaking down in grave details how they were able to kill Draco the Ruler at a packed out festival.
Now, first of all, the outfit choice is diabolical, bro. That's what you wore? Nigga looking like a cosplay blood out there. Flacco must never plan on visiting LA again. Because soon as he get off the plane, he gonna start hearing bird whistles and suit whoop and a motherfucking brick gonna hit his head, dog. I mean, I get them views, you know what I mean? I get the content aspect, but I don't know about poking the bear. I just feel like antagonizing the Bloods after you're already about to make a whole entire video on them is kind of overkill, you know what I mean? You already know they're gonna be pissed off. You are already doing some shit that they see as some police activity. Now they're really about to be pissed, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Flacco got a motherfucking nuke or an army behind him or something. That motherfucker is a DEA agent. He ain't got no fear. He ain't got no fucking fear. I just feel like he should definitely choose his side all the way because I know he politics with some gangbangers and shit. But then you do something like this, it's kind of conflicting. I feel like you definitely need to just pick a side of the fence. You know what I mean? But who the fuck am I to say it? I mean, clearly Flacco know what the fuck he's doing. Who am I? Who am I kidding, bro? He knows what the fuck he's doing. He's gonna get the people talking. He's gonna get the views, and the nigga clearly making some money kicked up somewhere, dog. I just think it's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
At a packed concert featuring rap legends like Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube. A person was stabbed and police have shut down the show.
Well, a man is reported dead after being stabbed at a concert in Exposition Park last night. TMZ is reporting the victim was rapper Draco the Ruler. It happened around 8:30 last night during the Once Upon a Time in LA Music Festival being held at the Bank of California Stadium.
A couple of days ago, I made a post where I announced I'm about to expose and reveal who killed a really famous LA rapper. A lot of famous LA rappers have died. I never said the name of who I was about to expose. But when that post went up, almost immediately, hit dogs began hollering. One of the hit dogs who's been hollering the loudest, trying to get me not to drop this video, is Inglewood family blood Munchie B, who Draco the Roller famously dissed in his Inglewood diss when he says, "I just dropped 50 on a blind ninja, he ain't see it coming." He was talking about Munchie B. Munchie B thought that targeting me and my parents for something one of my relatives did would sway me from dropping this video. It didn't. Munchie would even make a threat that he wasn't done with me and he was gonna be at me every day if I dropped this video.
Frederick, your real name, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, Frederick, Jala. I'm gonna tell you why your name, that last name, on Inglewood family. Any female need to run from the Jala last name. It ain't straight. On any resume, it ain't straight. I swear to God, bro. Flacco. I'm not done right here, bro. I'm on your bumper because you're a horn or you's a horny frog, bro.
On Bloods, why this nigga so mad?
On Bloods, why is this nigga so mad, bro? That's fucking crazy. I think Munchie was reacting in the heat of the moment, you know what I mean? If it is one of his partners you threatening to put down and fucking snitch on, I mean, can you even call it snitching if it's public information? I don't know if it was that public. Clearly you got a detective or something, but either way, Munchie was just passionate about his boy getting told on, bro. That's really what it is. Because I remember Munchie and Flakko kind of being cool before, you know what I mean? It's not like they always were just having beef with each other. They usually been cordial, and like they say, basically Flakko kind of campaigned for Munchie to come on a no jumper. So I know they had some mutual respect, understanding type of relationship, but once you start going after people close to him, you got to understand why he's upset, bro. I'm pretty sure you do, but you just don't give a fuck. That boy's trolling instantly. I kind of feel like Munchie B reacting the way he did though kind of showed that there was something behind it. Like, oh shit, maybe Flakko might have hit the motherfucking nail with the hammer, dog. Maybe Flakko knows something, and Munchie B is like panicking a little bit. I really don't know how to feel about it. We're gonna keep going through these clips of this video, you know what I mean, so we could get more of the story, but I just don't know, bro. Like me, I'm a civilian, but I feel like I wouldn't go out of my way to report on a crime that is still being solved. Even if the streets are talking, we know half of the time the streets be bullshitting, bro. You can say one thing in front of a motherfucker, and I'm talking about 10 minutes later, the story is flipped all the way around. So who knows if this shit's even accurate or not. But I mean, it's like he said, hit dogs hollering kind of makes the shit a little suspicious, man.
Blood, I don't understand. Blood, why this nigga so mad? Whoa. Because I'm confused, all right? If you have nothing to do with Drakeo the Ruler's death, if you or your homies and Inglewood families have nothing to do with Drakeo the Ruler's death, then why are you going so hard trying to get me not to drop this video? Once that didn't work, another blood from Inglewood called Frosty the Snowman, who in my opinion was put up to this by Munchie B, called Adam22 and began to threaten Adam22 that if I drop this video exposing Drakeo the Ruler's killer, that they're gonna treat it as if no jumper dropped it. This is just age-old LA tactics.
This kind of content it's gonna get treated like no jumper's the ones dropping that content.
Definitely.
Which
he's right.
On one hand, I think Flakko's totally within his right to expose whatever the fuck he wants to say about an ongoing investigation. Because I mean, it's not any different than what happens in the real media world, where the New York Times, if they find out that there's an investigation going on into a alleged crime that Donald Trump committed, they are going to publish an article.
We've been dealing with LA bullies our entire life. The reason why they contacted Adam when them coming at my family and me didn't do anything is because they think, well, Flakko is associated with no jumper. So if Adam, can get scared, then maybe Adam will scare Flakko into not doing it.
Now the thing with that is, bro, Suspect, Tam, and I forget who else. It might have been Ricky. They told him the day Flakko teased this shit, if he drops that, it's going to fall back on all of us, including you, right? Adam's like, no, you want that to be true, but it's not true. No, it's the truth, Adam, bro. Anybody you put into position can do some shit. It could be a host from motherfucking 3 years ago. If they start snitching, guess what? You are the biggest platform they've probably been on. The shit's going to fall under you, bro. Now, does Adam give a fuck? I don't think he does, because equals that money. You gonna get paid off it, bro. What you gonna be mad for? You already come out here fucking reporting on all the fucking stories every week on the news, you know what I mean? You invite fucking gangbangers on there to talk about that shit. What's the difference between this? I know Adam ain't tripping, bro. At the end of the day, he a businessman, and he's gonna make that money.
Or if Adam tells Flakko, hey man, if you drop it, your job is at risk, bro. Just again, LA bully tactics that didn't work, right? Because Adam isn't terrified, isn't scared. Nobody is scared of gangbangers anymore, blood. That's a fact. All right, gangbangers don't scare nobody. So, of course, none of it works. But I'm confused as to why Munchie B is going this hard, because I'm in gang members' business. When Munchie B has kept me in gang members' business for as long as I known him. Somebody go ask Munchie B how me, a civilian from North Dakota, knows who shot and killed Rosemo in Inglewood. Go ask him. Just so the streets don't think I'm bluffing, I'm going to give the streets a hint of something right now that only the streets would know that I know. That's the hint. Now, I would never reveal this information, but if Munchie B have kept me in the streets business for a long time, why is he all of a sudden mad that I'm doing street content?
Hey, man, I hope that's fucking fake. I hope Flakko did his fucking research on his own and Munchie B wasn't spilling the beans to this nigga from North Dakota that's been talking about snitching since he got on the fucking platform or podcast, bro. That's fucking crazy. If that is true, you can't even feel bad for any of this shit happening. You definitely shouldn't be outraged if somehow you trusted this motherfucker enough with some street information knowing all you know about him. You know what I mean? Munchie seemed like a real smart dude. You know what I mean? So I feel like he's a little more seasoned to be doing some bullshit like that. I'm not sure if he fell for the okie doke in that matter, man. I'm hoping Flakko just did his research and he's just trying to piss Munchie off some more so he could just keep getting content out of it. Because if that's true, man, I don't even have words for it. I feel like that's the last motherfucker you should be talking to. I saw Munchie was also on a podcast with Academics. Shout out Academics, man. I really don't watch his content a lot because he does a lot of trolling. But I haven't been in tune with him in a couple years. I usually avoid this shit, so maybe I need to log back in. I seen he was having a fucking interview with Academics though. Munchie B was, and the first thing I thought was, so you beefing with Flakko, and then you go clear the air with another Flakko type nigga? Like, let's be honest. We know Academics, he gonna do the same shit if it's gonna get him some views. Maybe I'm wrong about him now. Maybe he done matured and changed his shit. But from what I know and what I remember, nigga, you just walked away from Flakko and ran into short, light-skinned Flakko. That shit does not make any sense to me. You feel me? Not at all.
Is it because he's intimately involved with Drakeo the Ruler's death? See, I asked Munchie B this on the No Jumper show.
Again, from our perspective, if Munchie is saying he has nothing to do with that, then why Munchie be so invested that he's willing to diss me and go out the way to cause this much trouble? He has nothing to do with that.
Hey, Flakko, hey. It's hey, look.
Munchie B answer that question though. If Munchie B has
he looking for a certain answer. I ain't gonna give it to him.
Going out of his way.
I feel like he's the only podcaster from Inglewood Family, so he feels like it's kind of on him.
So the families have something to do with that.
I don't know what you talk. What are we talking about, bro?
Okay, let's be real.
Ask my question again.
When it comes to Bloods, Munchie is obviously kind of it has always been at the forefront of the Drakeo versus the Bloods beef. So I feel like it's not really that surprising that Munchie ends up speaking on behalf of the other side of that, right?
I think like the
Munchie B has said he has nothing to do with that. The Bloods had nothing to do with that. Family had nothing to do with that. So again, if Munchie B and Inglewood families had nothing to do with that, then why is Munchie B so passionate about this and is causing this much trouble and dissing me over a potential video that don't even exist yet?
What was I trying to do, Munchie? Well, if Munchie B don't want to give the world an answer as to why he's so upset I'm doing this video, then I'll give the world the answer. The reason why Munchie B is so upset is because the person who killed Drakeo the Ruler, the person who took the knife and actually stabbed Drakeo the Ruler, well, that person is really close to Munchie B. But of course, I'm not saying anything new because Munchie B slipped up and said on Clubhouse that he passed a bottle to Drakeo the Ruler's killer almost every day.
No,
man,
right.
Drakeo is dead, bro. What are we talking about? Don't make me disrespectful.
Hold on, homie.
Hey, bro, look. Hold on. Hey, you know Drakeo shit used to be on the table and ain't there no more, right? Hold on. You know Drakeo shit was on the table and ain't there no more, right?
Hold
on. You do know I did. I said Drakeo and his brother worked there on Friday. You know, on there every Tuesday, right? Shut your dumb ass up, bro. You sound, hey, bro. Hey, Drakeo is dead, bro. Hey, bro, the nigga that killed Drakeo, I passed the bottle back and forth to him all the time. What are we talking about? Bro, Drakeo is dead, bro. Drakeo is dead, bro. Why you?
Yeah, I heard this clip. And it's another heat of the moment thing Munchie B said. Everybody's trying to run with this narrative that this is going to be some concrete evidence in the case. You know what I mean? They're going to be bringing this shit up in court or something. This content shit is so clickbaity. I think the police won't even use that shit, bro, to be honest with you. They might try to hint at something and put him in the okie doke, but I doubt Munchie B fall for it, you know what I mean? He could have just been mad and just fed up with somebody dissing him and just said some crazy shit. But on the other hand, if it comes out that he really does know this motherfucker and he does kick it with him all the time, That's bad. That's not a good look at all. I don't think it's gonna be the sole reason that dude goes to jail, but I don't think that shit's gonna help his case at all, bro. As far as the beginning of that clip we just watched, Flakko was trying to bait Munchie into saying something. I feel like for sure. That's why Munchie kept saying, "I know what he's trying to do. I'm not about to fall for it." You know what you was trying to do, Flakko. You acting oblivious, but you know you calculated, bro. You are a calculated young black man, dog. I know what the fuck you doing. You tried to bait him into saying some more slick shit because you know he gets so passionate and heated, it might just come out. He ain't fall for it though, luckily.
Talking about that nigga.
Hey, bro, you heard what I just said, right?
Draco put 50 on a blind nigga and he's dead. Why are you talking about him?
Draco the ruler ain't never dead, as long live the ruler forever. But I'm glad you said that, because it's time to expose which one of Munchie B's friends who killed Draco the ruler that he passes the bottle to every day. And I'm also glad, Munchie, that you contacted the Crips to apologize for saying too much, because your homie is responsible for other people's deaths. I'm glad you called and apologized and confirmed that your homie is the killer of Draco the ruler.
Real quick, how the fuck did Flakko get that information? What Crip went and told Flakko, like, yeah, Munchie B called to apologize about whoop-de-whoop? Cases on all you bitches. Trading day. Flakko about to put y'all under. I don't give a fuck if you told him about you jaywalking. He about to put you under if it helps his fucking pockets or if you do some dumb shit. I'm fucking baffled, bro. I can't be mad at anybody. Nobody should be mad at Flakko here. Nobody should be mad at Flakko. If anybody told Flakko anything, went out of their way to give him information or slipped up, you brought this upon yourself 110%, bro. I keep on saying it, but I can't stress it enough. Literally from day one, this motherfucker said what his objective was and how he felt about the gangbanging community and gangbangers. And you're still feeding this nigga information.
I'm glad you did that, Munchie. I'm glad you were dumb enough to confess that your homie is the one who killed Draco the ruler. Now, unfortunately for you, I got his identity, his name, and let's expose that right now. When Draco the ruler was initially invited to the festival that he lost his life at, he was skeptical. He was reluctant to go. Because when you look at the flyer for the festival, YG was also set to perform. And obviously Draco and the world was well aware that while YG was discussing Draco the ruler on No Jumper, YG told Adam 22 that he's not doing no rap beef with Draco, right? Him and his dudes beef for real. And if it's beef, which it was with YG and Draco, him and his dudes is gonna come and get you. Draco understood that was a threat towards him, and that YG was publicly stating that they're gonna come and get Draco.
Like, people be knowing, like, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm not finna be going out there doing no rap diss and shit. It's like, if it's smoke, it's really smoke with us. We ain't playing, you know? So, like, I'm gonna tell the homies the same shit, bro. I done told D3 that, like, we ain't doing none of that weird shit for nothing, for the rap. No, we not on none of that. We trying to make hits. We gonna move around, get rich, have fun. All that rap beef and all that shit. We not rap beefing, we really beefing. The homies gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we ain't even trying to do that. We chilling. We not on that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I tell the homies. That's what I tell the homies that my who I be with, that I hang with, you know what I'm saying? Like D3 young, bro, that's not cool. Like, we ain't doing none of that.
Right. It's kind of like a shortcut to like getting you a couple million views.
As reluctant as he was, Draco still agreed to come to the festival and perform.
I paused it at a fucked up moment right there, but that interview, they might use that one in court. I know I said they wouldn't use the Munchie B shit, but I don't know. They might try to bring that bitch up right there. They might try to bring that interview up on YG. I cannot lie. Because how long before that concert was that interview? I need to go do my due diligence on that. If it was any time frame shorter than a couple months, they're using that shit, bro. But then it's another one of those things where people want the content, and he's a rapper, he's on No Jumper, he's on a podcast. They got to know that he wants the views and he wants to get the people talking. Because if he wasn't gonna be on that, he probably would have just stayed silent on the motherfucking topic. I don't know, bro. Motherfuckers talk too much though. Because now look at you. Even if you didn't mean it at first, or if your homies hinted at it and you ain't know if it was real, you just let a little tidbit out there. Now this shit really happened, and you looking like suspect number 1, 2, 3, 400, nigga. All of the motherfuckers. I cannot lie to you.
Several reasons. A, he was being paid $50,000 to come and perform, and then 2, Snoop Dogg personally called Drakeo and asked him to come to the festival and perform. Drakeo had love for Snoop, so he couldn't turn that down. And Drakeo also got assurance from people he respected, like Wack 100, who told him that they will be there as well. So if he come early enough, they'll be able to link up with him, and he will have some reinforcement. However, Drakeo the Ruler came super late and came after Wack 100 and his crew already left.
We was actually waiting on Drakeo to make sure he got in and out right, but shit, we waited on him an hour and something. You know, I had 100 tickets. I had 4 artists performing. I had Game, I had Blueface, Coyote, and True Car. So I told Nephew we was gonna wait up for him and make sure he got in and out of there right. But after holding Blue and holding Game and the team a whole hour, they was with it. And like, bro, we don't think he gonna show up, let's roll. I called his little brother and then was there early, about 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you know, they was good. By the time we got to the Sprinter and got to the freeway, we got the call, he was dead.
Drakeo needed every one of those numbers to save his life, because the plot to murder Drakeo was already in place by the time Drakeo got to the festival.
That's fucking crazy, bro. It definitely seems like a play was set, man. Snoop Dogg begged him. I don't think that had anything to do with it, but Snoop Dogg, nigga, slightly bad luck. He ain't as bad as Diddy, how every artist that fuck with Diddy die or end up broke, but I ain't gonna lie, you fuck with Snoop and Suge and shit, your fate really ain't gonna be the best. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Little side note, I damn near need to do a video on the slight similarities between Tupac and Drakeo the Ruler's demise, bro. I'm gonna save the full deep dive for another video. But both spent some time in jail, came out on one, running it the fuck up, and got a little ahead of themselves with the dissing and shit, man. I mean, in Tupac's case, we know that it was that little Vegas fight. In Draco's case, who knows what it could have been. But like I said, I'm gonna save that for another video, you feel me? We definitely need to talk about that shit. As for Wack 100 saying that they were trying to wait for Drakeo, that's fucking tough. I wish they could have waited it out. But then again, something like this so calculated maybe would have only did so much. Maybe out of respect for the game, you know what I mean? Being a LA rap legend for the most part, maybe they would have fell down a little bit. Like, all right, we gonna have to chill. Especially since YG and him are both Bloods and shit. Who knows? But I don't know if it would have stopped anything. It seemed like they were set on fucking setting this boy up, dog. I don't know if much could have saved him. It would have been nice to see what happens, but you know what I mean. I don't know. What were they really going to do, bro? What is Wack 100 going to do? I know he the OG Big Pyru, but if they got knives, Wack, you ain't going to be super nigga and save everybody, I don't think. I don't know, bro. It's kind of tough, though. It's a tough situation. It's really just a sad situation, man. That's fucking tough. Especially Snoop Dogg give you that call. Who's turning that down? You gotta show up, bro. That's Big Snoop. Uncle Snoop right there. You know that shit gonna be good for you. And it's just a respect thing, bro. He paved the way for LA artists damn near. One of the artists that paved the way for everybody at least. Fucking tough, man. Unfortunate.
Now, the reason why Drakeo was so late to the festival is because he had to make multiple stops before getting to the festival. So Drakeo and his security guard met up at his home in the hills. Drakeo and his security guard left his house in the hills and drove over to the Awful Lot of Call Sarah parking lot to link up with Ralphie, K7, Chief and Heavily, and others to then drive over to the festival. Before they started driving over to the festival, Drakeo had a conversation with everybody he was with. He told everybody, get rid of whatever you guys have on you. Get rid of any guns, anything illegal you guys have on you, get rid of it right now. Drakeo didn't want to get to the festival and have problems with the police or security.
Now, it says that Flakko just said that Ralphie and Drakeo linked up and shit and went to the concert, but I'm pretty sure Wack 100 said Ralphie was there at like 5 o'clock. Ralphie showed up before everybody. So I don't know. That's a slight inconsistency in this video by Flakko. Is it gonna be the tell all saying like everything is fake in this video? I don't think so. You know, little details do get mixed up, but I'm curious. Does Drakeo the Ruler have another brother that I don't know about? I'm not really too big on his family bloodline and shit, man. R.I.P. Drakeo. But I know Ralphie's his for sure brother. I'm not sure about anybody else. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna have to let me know in the comments, or after this video, I will do a a little quick Google search, dog. I should have did it before, but like I said, I'm trying to react to this motherfucker with y'all so I could be locked in, man. You could only listen so much at work when you doing shit. So let's see what they talking about, man.
So he told his crew, whatever you guys have on you, get rid of it right now. Everybody who was with Drakeo got rid of everything illegal they had on them before they began to drive over to the festival. While Drakeo was driving over to the festival, he was getting live updates from members of his entourage, like Donut, who was already at the festival. Drakeo had a hunch something was wrong, so he had people at the festival setting parameter and just like testing the temperature and looking at who was already there. Drakeo felt a little more at ease as they got closer to the festival because the people he had in place at the festival already was telling Drakeo, yo, we ran across YG and his homies and these bloods that we don't get along with, but they seen us, they know we are a part of your entourage and we're part of your crew, and they didn't do nothing or say nothing to us. So it looks like everything is chill. At the time, they seen that as a positive sign. But looking back in hindsight, that was a negative sign.
Because like I said, we was there checking in. We've been there all day. I personally was there all day. I ain't gonna say who I was with, but I checked, part of the check-in team. So we there. They said, damn, you go with the homies. Now let's stay here, man. Make sure it's cool for them. Make sure it's, feasible. Niggas got comfortable. It's comfortable. We run into everybody who we think we're gonna bump heads with. Ain't nothing happening. It's a couple of us. Nothing happens.
In hindsight, that was a bad sign.
Yeah, that's tough. That's more of a, not like we're giving you a pass. It's more of a, you not the nigga we looking for right now. Like, it's not even worth kicking it off right now. We waiting for that big dog to slide through. We ain't worried about nobody else. Let's get the main motherfucker talking. Like you said, in hindsight, that definitely should have been a little sign. But then again, maybe he thought it was going to be cordial, though. You know what I mean? They are two recording artists. That's the other thing we have to remember. I know that they both got their street background, especially Drakeo, you know what I mean? YG does too. He done been popped and shit, but we know Drakeo done been locked down, all types of shit. Maybe he's thinking, all right, they ain't tripping. They want that bag. Let's get this money. Let's get this 50 racks. Let's go home. If we catch each other, we catch each other. He probably thinking they not about to come do no crazy shit at this concert. But fuck. Shit ended up going bad, dog.
They seen you guys. They didn't get along with you guys, but nobody said nothing. That's because y'all weren't the target. They weren't going to set it off with the entourage and now everybody gets kicked out and then they miss Drakeo when Drakeo come in. No, Drakeo the Ruler was the target from the very beginning. Drakeo was walking into a literal death trap. Everybody was colluding against Drakeo the Ruler. When Drakeo, his security guard, Ralphie, K7, Chief and Heavily, when they got to the festival, they went to the security entrance for the artist. When they got to the security entrance for the artist, the security guard said, "What's up, blood?" And they told Drakeo the Ruler they can't go through that entrance, even though Drakeo the Ruler was performing and he was an artist.
Now that "What's up, blood" should have been the number fucking one warning sign. You security, you supposed to be neutral. Now we know when shows are in gangbang capitals like LA, or even, if you in the hood, if you go to a show in Chicago, I'm pretty sure security gonna have a few motherfuckers from the hood. You gotta have people from that area securing that area because they know what to look for. But that's a conflict of interest. Maybe dude was, had ties to YG. Maybe he had ties to somebody close to YG, especially being a whole, blood set and shit like that, man. "What's up, blood" from security, though? That shit would have had my, what the fuck? What did that nigga just say? Antennas would have been up. I would have been like, nah, maybe let's double back to the van. Shit's fucked up, though, bro. Shit's fucked up because, like I said, you're at a big concert like this with legends. You got Snoop and shit in there. Who would have thought some bullshit like this would have turned out, man? Maybe if it was Snoop and Ice Cube and shit from 30 years ago and they was all young and this fucking everybody's younger, but you got the OGs there. Usually the crowd is a little more organized, a little more respectful. It's usually mutual respect, man. You know the old folks ain't trying to deal with no bullshit. And then you come into the establishment and do that, dog? Fucked up.
And he's like, what? Wait, why can't I come through this entrance? Nah, blood, you gotta go to that other entrance. As they was driving to the other entrance, there was a van in front of them. They watched the van drive all the way through the security entrance and didn't get checked at all. But when Draco and his crew of people got there, their cars got checked. They got stripped. They got checked as if this was like the airport security, bro. They couldn't even bring a lighter in. But a van in front of them went right through. This is when Draco ignored a couple of signs that was supposed to trigger something within him. The van before you got right through without being checked. The security guard, who was a blood, told you can't go through the artist entrance. You had to go through this other entrance you had no idea of. Clearly something was up. After they was done getting checked, they got the green light to proceed further. And when they was driving up, they went past that van. And the van that didn't get checked, when they drove past it, they seen members from YG crew, 400 members. They were in that van.
Now that's fucking tough right there. That's fucking tough. That's another warning sign, like Flakko said. That's one thing I gotta agree on him with. That's another major warning. Yo, ops got straight through and you just got stripped for everything. You can't bring a damn thing in there. They get straight through. They might have burners, whatever with them. Should have triggered that motherfucking flight. Fuck a fight. Let's fly. Let's get up out of here and save our lives. But, like I said, who the fuck thinks you're gonna get into beef at a Snoop Dogg concert? Like, I know it wasn't solely Snoop Dogg, but I think if there was no legends on that lineup, no OG, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, anybody like that, then Draco the Ruler would have had a complete different reaction. I don't think anybody expected that shit to happen at a concert with straight fucking legends, West Coast legends. You would think that shit would be off limits, bro. You think they would have some type of mutual agreement not to bring that bullshit around, but niggas, that's all I can say, bruh. Niggas.
Began to walk past several members of 400 and YG crew with 400 shirts on. They also walked past several BPS members. One member right here you see have a Cardinals jacket on. When Draco finally walked in, it was a literal united Blood Nation front against Draco. A private investigator says when he reviewed the footage of Draco at the festival getting into the altercation that took his life, he counted 113 Blood members who swarmed Draco. It was perfectly clear this wasn't something that happened on a whim. This was something that was carefully and strategically planned out. This was a murder that was planned out days in advance. Because when Draco walked in, people had on ski masks. A rapper named K7 who was fighting next to Draco identified the man who was able to sneak in the knives to give to the assassins. His name is Gloves. He was YG's security guard for years, and he still is.
Cheers. I'm speaking facts, bro. YG in real life, and all them, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm so mad, bro. On my mama, bro. YG did some hoe, bro. And if I see Cuz, I'ma slap the shit out that. On all this puff talking like they hard, bro, but they fighting big ass security. You got those security guards fighting. Come on, bro. That's cool, bro. On my mama, bro. Them the big ass ball security guards snuck in knives, all type of weird.
The person he's saying snuck the knives in that was used to kill Draco is a man by the name of Big Gloves, as you see right here. He's YG's security guard. Anywhere you see YG, you see him. This was strategically and methodically planned because as soon as Draco walked in at 8:30, and by 8:32, it already sparked off. They were already in place, already had their knives, waiting for Draco to walk in so they could murder Draco.
We got there at 8:30. It was cracking at 8:32, like type shit. Like,
wow.
Yeah, that's the type of shit. Yeah.
I think your mom said it was around 40 to 60 men in masks.
No, it was like 100 something.
Really?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
What do you say to people saying it was a setup? Because they were saying he shouldn't have been on the same bill as some of those other people at all.
I mean, shit. It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you know. They're not, I wouldn't say, you know what I'm saying? That if you know, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? We pulled up at 8:30, 8:32. It was cracking like this. Shit like that.
So I'm guessing you saw it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything happened in motion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right then and there. It wasn't no 70 people packing out Draco. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just happened right there.
Yeah.
I feel like it just happened like all in one motion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody ever got to Draco, like, to just get Draco. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was all in one motion.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, bro. Respect to that boy Ralphie for even being able to have an interview on something so sickening and so crazy that happened, bro. Like, I know a lot of us done lived in the hood, done come from the hood and lost people, and it becomes just a little minor inconvenience sometimes. As bad as it feels, you know, to say, sometimes you lose so many people that it starts, you know, you become numb, bro. But I can't even imagine the PTSD of you having to fight with your brother, like fight with your brother and try to protect him from getting killed, bro. And then the shit happens. You know what I mean? I can't imagine going through that situation and being able to do an interview, bro. Respect to that boy Ralphie, bro. That shit's definitely a setup. That shit's a setup, bro. 8:30, you get there. 8:32 is cracking. They set them up. Now, for it to be 100-some Bloods and for them to have this big calculated ass attack, it should show you how much of a threat they thought Drakeo the Ruler really was. Whether they thought it was just him about to take over the music scene or he was just about to start spilling beans, talking shit. Clearly, he had some dirt on him or they was just fucking fearful of him, bro. And they felt like he had to go now. Planning something so big like that, bro, you don't just do that for any regular motherfucker. You could catch anybody. Drakeo, it seems like they had to get some straight mob shit going on. They had to really plan this shit out. And that's out of pocket, bro. That's out of pocket.
Of them getting swarmed from 100 Bloods, from Pyrus to Inglewood families to BPS, that's on YouTube. Now, if you look at the still shot from this video, you see Drakeo is behind his security. Drakeo is still swinging, but he's behind his security. Now, a lot of people mistakenly believe this is the footage of Drakeo getting stabbed. It's not. When they walked in, they walked past BPS members, Inglewood family members, a lot of Bloods, they weren't fazed. They began to walk, trying to get to their place, trying to get on stage, trying to perform. Drakeo homie Chiefin Heavily, who has a store in LA, he falls behind. And as he falls behind the group, they try to rob him for his chain. Some Blood members try to rob him for his chain. When they try to rob him, he was able to escape. And he runs over to Drakeo, Ralphie, and the crew and says, yo, they just try to rob me. Some Bloods try to rob me. Drakeo says, what? Draco's security Coop tells Drakeo, hey, yo, keep pushing. Keep going. Drakeo said, F that. Who did it? As Drakeo turned around to try to figure out who tried to rob his homies, they swarmed them.
That's one of those similarities that I'm talking about with Tupac, bruh. I don't know why my voice cracked like that. Ignore that shit. But that's one of the similarities I'm talking about. That's some shit Pac would have did. Nah, fuck that. It's 100 of them. I don't give a fuck. They try to do what? Nah, we gonna turn around. We gonna see what the fuck going on, bruh. Similar demise, bro. Tupac got into that altercation due to somebody's chain getting snatched weeks prior or months prior. You know what I mean? Drakeo the Ruler, his boy, they tried to do him dirty. Draco's such a loyal person, so down for his partner. He like, fuck that. We on that with them. You know what I mean? Which I get. You gotta be loyal, but there's such thing as loyalty to a fault, which I think both of them had traits of. Drakeo should have got the fuck out of there. It's fucked up, bruh. Because it would be great to see what his career would have became, bruh. I wish he would have got out of there. That's so fucked up, man. I'm curious to know which motherfucker tried to snatch his chain. I wonder if it's the same motherfucker that ended up, you know, stabbing Drakeo. If it was just a random Blood member. Maybe that's how they knew they was going to start it off. We're going to start it off by a little distraction. Fuck with his homie. Get it all twisted, and then we're going to rush his ass. That shit's out of pocket, man.
They absolutely swarmed them. Now, they was fighting for about a minute. Drakeo did not get stabbed in that video. Drakeo did not get stabbed in that video. They were fighting for about a minute. As they were fighting for about a minute, LAPD begins to walk down, so the crowd begins to disperse. However, there's people still there. Now, LAPD is shouting, the security guard is shouting at LAPD, yo, get them, get them. Multiple dudes then bum rushed Draco and his security guard, Coop. Coop then was able to get one dude, but then the other dude was able to go around Coop and stab Draco in his neck and stabbed him. Coop is yelling at LAPD, get him! LAPD then flashed the light, and before they could flash the light, the dude took off. But who was that dude that stabbed Draco in his neck? Who was it? He's a friend of Munchie B called Frankenstone. His legal name is Frank Williams. Now, this particular screenshot right here is footage from another murder Frank Williams is involved in. We are not going to show the footage or identify the victim of the murder because we personally don't want to include the victim in anything out of respect for him and his family. That footage that I'm not gonna show nor identify who the victim was, that footage is of Frankenstone, AKA Frank Williams, stabbing another victim in the neck after an altercation at an after party spot. He murdered this victim the same way he murdered Draco. The victim held his hand out to shake Frank Williams' hand. Frank Williams refused to shake his hand and then stalked him all across the building and then ultimately stabbed him. Now, the police believe that he did this to promote or assist the Black Peace Stones. He's currently out on bail as he's fighting this murder case. Now, when he found out that I was going to do this video about him, that I was going to identify him as the man who stabbed and killed Draco the Ruler, he deleted his Instagram, his Facebook. He deleted all traces of himself from online. But
I'm not fucking surprised he deleted everything if he's already out on bail for another stabbing murder. How fucking stupid do you gotta be, bro? This is the shit that I'm talking about. You just got out on bail. Already might lose your life to the prison system. And the first thing you do is go stab somebody else, bro. You know what, Flakko? Get him up. Pack him up, bro. Fuck it. Pack this nigga up, man. Because the justice system clearly failed out here. Why the fuck was he able to bail out if they got footage of him stalking somebody that didn't shake his hand across the whole building? What the fuck did he get bail for? Lock the nigga up. I ain't even no snitch, but that motherfucker clearly don't need to be out here doing some bullshit like that, bro. What are we even talking about here? LAPD is fucking useless, just like all these other fucking police departments. For the cops to be there and flash the flashlight and he still has a chance to run the fuck out, fucking ridiculous. Because I bet you if it was a country artist or some shit getting his ass beat, I bet you they would have swarmed right the fuck in there. They probably didn't even rush in there because of it being two groups of rappers fighting. Let's be honest. They probably just didn't give a fuck. Fuck it. Let them kill each other. Let them do whatever the fuck. They just fighting. Who gives a fuck? That's fucking crazy, man. Dude deleted all his shit. He about to go into hiding for sure, but he might be a fucking idiot. He might be a fucking idiot, man. I ain't gonna lie. He damn near deserves to get cooked.
too late for him to run and hide. The police have identified him because people who were present has identified him as the one who did it. Not only is the police identifying him as a suspect in this, but the streets, him and his homies, have told people that he was the one who stabbed and killed Draco. The streets credit him, Frankenstone, Frank Williams, as the one who stabbed and killed Draco the Ruler. People who were present behind the scenes have told anyone willing to listen that Frankenstone is who stabbed and killed Draco the Ruler. It's just a fact. Now, the question here is, why would he stab and kill Draco the Ruler? What did he have to gain from it? Well, Frank Williams was really close friends with Red Bull, and he's really close friends with Munchie B. And as Munchie B stated, Draco the Ruler died because he got out of jail and began to diss Red Bull, who was right-hand man and really close with Frank Williams, a.k.a. Frankenstone.
What y'all was saying when he was on record disrespecting my homie, rest in peace, he can't talk back, but you disrespecting him. You know what I'm saying?
Long live Red Bull, man.
Long live Red Bull. So, you know, and when he passed, I kicked him while he was down, literally. Hey, look, bro. Hey, people invite certain energy, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad for nobody over there except for his mama, bro. His mama lost his son because he wanted to entertain a little too much, man.
Munchie.
Nah, I think him saying, I kicked him while he was down literally is another thing he said in the heat of a fucking moment. You can't be so passionate about shit that you start saying things that can incriminate you or put a certain light on you. And then you can't be as hypocritical to say basically he put that energy into the world and then you're doing the same exact shit. You're doing the same exact shit talking about how he's not here anymore. I get he dissed your homie and that's out of pocket. But then you doing the same exact shit does not make it right, bro. It's gonna be the infinite cycle. As cheesy as it sounds, it's the infinite cycle, nigga. It's gonna keep going, bro. I get it, bro. Y'all had y'all beef. When somebody passes, it's damn near off limits. What they gonna do? Talk back? You can't do it, bro. It's out of pocket. You're going to the next level. And how you feel about him dissing your boy, now somebody they feel that about you dissing their boy. You know what I mean? Everybody got a black eye, nigga. I black your eye, you black my eye. Now we all can't see shit out here. That's what this shit happens. It happens every time, bruh. Every single time in the streets. Everybody end up blind in the end and nobody fucking wins, dog. No fucking jokes either, because I just thought about Munchie B being blind too. Don't fucking try to clip it and say that I'm making fun of him being blind. I'm just being literal right now. You know what I mean? Shit's out of pocket, bro. Nobody wins in the end.
B said he kicked Drakeo while he was down, literally. Munchie B ain't do a goddamn thing to Drakeo. This is just Munchie B. This is what Munchie B does, okay? Munchie B is going out of his way to try to include himself as if he was the one who kicked Drakeo while he was down. Nobody kicked Drakeo while he was down. Cut it out, man. Drakeo didn't get stomped out, right? They stabbed Drakeo and ran and did a 40-yard dash. But this is Munchie B confirming that the reason why Drakeo got stabbed and killed is because he disrespected Red Bull, which is, by the way, Frankenstone's right-hand man's and close friend, and which is why Munchie B and Frankenstone are still really close. According to Munchie B, he passes the bottle to Frankenstone on a daily basis. Now, to add more incriminating and self-snitching, right, after Drakeo passed away, a Black P Stone member, right, from the Baby Stone Gorillas, P4, he came out, right, and said they did what they did, and Drakeo and them did what they did, essentially claiming that the Black P Stones is who killed Drakeo. Frankenstone did it.
Thoughts on that, man? Like Drakeo and everything.
Yeah, shit. You know, it is what it is. J-Side did what J-Side did, and you know they did what they did. So
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. You try to stay out the politics like now more that your like music starting to go in like a better direction.
I ain't staying out the politics, but you know what I'm saying. They know what's up with me.
He even took to his Instagram story to further claim the body for BPS and celebrate the death of Drakeo the Ruler. This is him literally celebrating, got the smirk and the demon emoji. And when fans pointed this out, he said quite possibly the dumbest thing you could ever say. Instead of saying we didn't do nothing, P4 wrote, bro, leave the set and Drakeo out the same sentence. Laughing, laughing, laughing. Y'all trying to have ninjas in jail. What happened at Once Upon a Time in LA, stay there. So you know what happened at Once Upon a Time in LA. Instead of saying, hey, we didn't do nothing, hey, man, he's saying, man, listen, man, y'all know what happened, but what happened there, stay there, man. Don't bring that police stuff online. Again, bro, Frankenstone, if I'm you, bro, I'm blaming your homies, man. Your homies is the reason why we all know you killed and stabbed and killed Drakeo. In Frank William, a.k.a. Frankenstone bill package, he gave up more identifying information about himself. Right? Now, when I read this bill package, all I could do is chuckle. Because you murder Drakeo the Ruler, and then you murder somebody else, and then in your bill package, you're talking about yourself as if you're like Martin Luther King or something. This is from 2024. He would claim that he's the single father of a 21-year-old daughter. His employment, he says, is he's a recording artist manager for multiple recording artists / groups. I'll be interested to see who this man is managing, right? Because as far as we know, man, he's off the grid. Like, this dude has deleted his Instagram, his Facebook. He's gone off. He's gone in hiding. So is he a recording manager for 400? I would hope YG isn't dumb enough to still have him down as a recording manager. Now, he would say he's a community activist. Bro, you are on camera murdering somebody in cold blood who organizes Thanksgiving and Christmas drives for the family. Cut it out, man. Now, he says he is a 40-year-old man facing his first violent criminal charge in 20 years. The detective currently investigating Frank Williams in this second homicide, his name is Detective Sergio Ortiz. His phone number will be somewhere on this screen. Do with that as you may.
That's fucking crazy. You 40 years old and you stabbing motherfuckers, bruh. Like, I'm not saying any age is excusable for you to be trying to stab people and kill people, but 40 years old, you think this nigga would know better. What are you even doing out here? Just a waste of a fucking life, bro. I mean, not to be like that, but kind of to be like that. What are we doing here? What is your purpose on this earth if you just out here stabbing niggas, bro? And then you want to talk about how you got a daughter and shit. You weren't thinking about being a community activist or thinking about your daughter when you just killed people. You only got your fucking self to blame, bro. Now, putting the detective number on the screen is crazy. See, that's the police shit they talking about. Flakko connects all the dots on a bulletin board about all the relationships between people who have passed and all the fucking suspects. And then he throws the motherfucking detective's number and picture on there. I hope you're getting a portion of that reward money, because, nigga, you might have solved it. You might have solved it. I know you saying the detective, is solving it and they already were closing in on everybody, but whatever they didn't know, I think you might have just helped them motherfucking seal those fucking cracks, dog. They got all the information they need. Detective Flakko has done it once again, I guess, bro.
I don't know what you're gonna do with that as you may. Now, Frank Williams is cooked, right? The police is already honing in on him being the guy who stabbed and killed Drakeo. His friends is out here telling everybody who's willing to listen that he's the one who stabbed and killed Drakeo. The witnesses who were there is identifying him as the one who stabbed and killed Drakeo. He's done. He's over with. That's the man who stabbed and killed Drakeo. That's his name. Anybody else, they tell you it's a lie. That's his name. Frank Williams, a.k.a. Frankenstone. Now, if you're watching this video and you want to watch another good video, stay tuned for part 2. This is just part 1. I'm doing a full deep dive into this man's life and history very soon.
I guess it's not over either. Flakko about to do a deep dive on him still. I would not become an enemy of Flakko if I've committed any crimes in life, because I think he gonna figure that shit out and he gonna make a 17-minute YouTube video on it and then expose everything about your fucking life, bro. This is the shit that I say though. Ricky definitely touched on this subject on No Jumper as well. And then I have a YouTube video about this shit. You can't mix gangster shit and podcasting. It just does not work. Gangsters become too comfortable up there. They're getting all this respect, all these fans and shit. And they know the fans want to hear the gangster shit. You start spilling a little too much and then shit like this happens, bro. Who knows if anybody really gave him any intimate details on this murder personally, or if he really did just go do his due diligence online and fucking talk to detectives and all this other shit. But either way, both lives cannot mix, bro. I feel like if you're a gangster podcasting, you need to make sure that you're 100% out the streets, or else something is going to come back on you. You could try to duck and hide all you want. There's no balance. You not Ghost from Power, nigga. You can't balance both. You can't be a businessman and then at night go catch bodies. You can't do it, bro. You shouldn't even talk about no shit that you've done, really, unless you really just mix shit around so much they'll never know the truth, because y'all get comfortable and go on here telling real stories. Now Detective Johnson is in his office like, you know what? I think I do remember a nigga getting killed on that day on 6th Street. And you're cooked, bro. It's a lovely time to be a civilian, to be a regular motherfucker, man. I just strap my steel toes on and go to work. I know this video was a little all over the place because I just had to make sure I got some content out here, bro. I had to make sure that I touched this subject. This might be my longest video ever. I'm going to keep dropping content, especially the hot topics, you know what I mean? We gotta stay active, we gotta get our traffic up, and we gotta give our opinion on shit. Today I took it light because Flakko dropped a 27-minute video, and I wanted to make sure we all watched the whole shit together, but I'm still not even sure how to feel about this video. Great content for sure, but I don't know, bro. I think this shit gonna be a blessing and a curse for Flakko. I think his views and his traffic, his likes, all this shit's gonna go up, his mentions. But I think he might have burnt some bridges. If he did have any close gangster partners, this definitely burnt that bridge. But then again, a lot of these niggas be idiots. Somebody is gonna watch this video and still call Flakko and incriminate themselves and talk about a murder or some shit, bro. Quote me on this. When it happens, we gonna make a part 2 and talk about it, man. Until then, it's been your boy Brody Deebs, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the content. Go on and leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, man. Y'all have a beautiful one, you feel me?